Hello again, everyone, and welcome. This is Tom Nelson, and this is a special video lesson segment for those that are type AB subgroup of blood type. It's a continuation of video lesson number 8, and this is part 10. So if you are part blood type AB subgroup, this is a lesson for you. If you're one of the other 3 blood types, that is covered in a special segment either before this one or after. So ABs are prone to the influence of lectins that we've spoken about and to their metabolism. It especially affects their metabolism. It means it slows it down. They're prone to insulin resistance. They're also prone to hypoglycemia, which is low blood sugar, and they are also very prone to obesity. They are very prone to blood clotting and to heart disease. This is of particular importance to them. If you are type AB, you should most certainly watch the segments on blood pressure and cholesterol and so forth. There are certain foods like chicken, certain legumes and buckwheat, and processed sugars that promote insulin resistance in ABs. They do not digest meat very well at all, especially red meat, and they will typically gain weight from it if they do eat it. Type AB is the most complex of all the blood types. In fact, it's the youngest. It's only been around about 10,000 years. And it's also a very small group compared to all of the other blood types. So blood type ABs show traits that are a mix of both type A and type B. Typically, foods that are bad for type A's and for B's are also bad for type ABs. They tend to be stronger and more active than A's, and males of type A and AB are the most prone to developing type 1 diabetes of all the blood types, and that increases as they get older. The link between diabetes and type A blood type results from the ability of certain serum lectins to bind to the insulin-producing beta cells, as they're called, in the pancreas, and the A antigen, which results in inflammation and cell death, called apoptosis. Same is true of A's. So they're difficult to categorize because they can display a mixture of behaviors and traits on both ends of the spectrum at the same time. So they can be both outgoing and shy, but they can switch from one extreme to the other. They are trustworthy and they're responsible, but they can be easily overloaded. They willingly contribute help, but it's always according to their own terms, their conditions. In fact, they will quickly drop out if their conditions or their expectations are not met. They tend to like art and metaphysics. They tend to be loose cannons. They can be considerate, they can be sensitive, but they can be overshadowed by their other faults. Other blood types typically do not like to work with type ABs. However, ABs tend to be compatible with the other ABs as well as all of the other blood types. They have the low stomach acid that's typical in some of the others, especially the type A's and the type B's. They have a strong adaptation for the type B, strong adaptation for meat, so they're programmed to eat meat, but they lack the stomach acid to digest it, and so it's a tendency to be stored as fat instead. They will gain weight if they eat red meat. So therefore, type ABs should limit, the red meat especially, consumption to small portions. The digestion of meat can be enhanced by taking hydrochloric acid supplements, which is usually about 648 milligrams per serving, and if they take it with the meal, it will help the body digest it. Type ABs, though, are prone to the same insulin reactions that are a problem for type Bs, so they should avoid corn, buckwheat, sesame seeds, kidney beans, lima beans, and because it causes low blood sugars, hypoglycemia, and it can inhibit their metabolism. So type A's can eat lentil beans of all colors, and they can eat peanuts without issues. They have less severe reaction to wheat compared to the others, but it should be avoided altogether. Wheat makes muscle tissue more acidic for ABs. They respond better than others to more alkaline muscle tissues. They should avoid chicken and they should limit eggs because of their propensity to develop heart disease. ABs can benefit from moderate amounts of dairy, however they should also avoid it. But it should avoid it because of the mucus production, but also if it's homogenized, the type B LDL cholesterol particles that are so dangerous to anyone that's prone to heart disease. So they should limit all oils except olive oil. They should limit nut consumption to small portions, and they can eat tomatoes without any issues. They do not do well on certain tropical fruits, but they do well on others. They cannot eat oranges because it will irritate their stomach lining. Bananas interfere with their digestion, and ABs have a higher than normal amount of factor VIII, which is that clotting factor, which means that they will form clots far more easily than others. And the von Willebrand factor means that they're more prone to heart disease and stroke. Their blood will clot more readily than the other blood types. They tend to have higher amounts of fibrin, that small thread-like cottonish looking fiber that floats around in the bloodstream. They can have as much as twice as much as other blood types. So now you're going to see in the next few video slides that there's a listing of foods by different categories. I encourage you, note that there's beneficial listed on the top, foods that are beneficial to type ABs. Then there's neutral in the center. You can eat as many of those as you like. There's no good or bad about them. And then there's detrimental. You should make a list of the detrimental ones and take them completely out of your diet. These slides are only going to be up for a few seconds each, so I encourage you to stop the video in order to take notes. Thank you for watching this video lesson, and please pay it forward. Thank you.